Hey folks, glad to see you back right here for another study. I am going to do some more comprehensive videos and so forth when I get another device and get things going. I'm obviously on a different YouTube channel. A lot of people don't know this. I can't get on the old one, not even with my passwords and stuff that I know. Who knows what's going on? The device is gone that I had, so I'm on a different one. So we're going to move on. And how many of you know the story of Samson in Judges? The book of Judges, you know. Of course, you know about him getting the honey out of the lion that he tore apart. He was a mighty man. He was of the tribe of Dan. And that only makes sense, guys, for this to be a story in Judges and him being of the tribe of Dan. Now, there's one important thing that a lot of you guys don't understand about Samson that is true, and I feel like you need to know. Samson was a Nazirite, okay? And this is an extension from my little story about Hitler and him and the Ashkenazis, the Nazirite. I told you the word Nazi is actually a word that's been found in the Old Testament, and it is a very active word in Greek and in Latin and in Hebrew and ancient Hebrew even. And so he was a Nazirite. And he was of the tribe of Dan. Now, how many of you know the stories and adventures that Samson had? That his name actually had encoded in it what his destiny was. It really did, guys. The Nazi means Holocaust. The rite means a ceremonial ritual in Greek. So you have the Holocaust of the ceremonial ritual. Now, you may say, how is that, Jerry? Well, that occurred in several different instances, actually, with Samson. And it's featured in the book of Judges. And there's two main ones when it comes to him. Number one, when he faced off with the army with a jawbone of an ass and killed hundreds into thousands of soldiers. That was a ceremonial Holocaust, folks. Another time that he did that is the popular story of, and let's turn over to it, it's in 16. And in the Judges of 16, you have the story, chapter 30, right here, of him dying with his enemies right here after they cut his hair. You can read all this in Judges. It would make the video too lengthy if I went all through it. But Samson died grasping the two pillars of the temple of Dagon and bowed himself forward with all his might, pushing on the pillars apart. Judges 16:30. And when he did that, the whole temple come down on the Philistines, folks, and killed a bunch of them. This was a ceremonial Holocaust. So there's two major examples. Now, it's something how that God, and you know that God is totally responsible for this, even though he has his disciples and so forth write this, and he has his people write it, and it's inspired. He tags names onto those who do the things they do. And Samson is a good example of this, folks. A Holocaust of a ceremonial ritual. One time with a jawbone of an ass, the other time when he brought the pillars down on the Philistines. And this is Something that I have never heard anybody ever preach on, guys, but if you convert it over into Greek, Latin, or Hebrew, it'll all come up the same thing, I promise you. Nazirite, tribe of Dan, of the Judges, which is in the book of Judges, of the story of Samson and Delilah. Quite a story, folks, when it comes right down to it, and it shows what happens to you when you don't do what God commands you to do. You know, it's just like a little story I heard by a really good chaplain the other day about Esau. Same concept, guys. But we're going to do a few Bible studies like this until I can get back on my feet, and I've got some really interesting things I'll show you guys. If you'll subscribe to my channel, I promise you I can show you things in this Bible you would never, ever dream of in a million years, that you probably never heard from your chaplains or your preachers, because they never broke it down like this, like it could be. So come follow along with me. And I invite you not to take my word for these things, but seek God's counsel on it. Seek Jesus' counsel on these things, folks. Because everybody has to work out their own soul salvation on this stuff. Thank you for watching my video. I got more ahead.